During the beautiful Brown County winter season, it makes me think of how resourceful and self-reliant most folks are in Brown County. Big wood piles everywhere. They do things by the seat of their pants because they need to. Years ago, I taught a series of workshops for students from Indianapolis. It's called Visiting Planet Earth. Imagine you've landed in an environment that you might have to stay and occupy the rest of your life. Luckily, this planet has the resources that could sustain life with proper management and skills. The walking tour of the different homesteads of Needmore Community, northwest Brown County, started out with looking for the wild edible plants that we could have for dinner, a side dish, a salad. We went on to Susan's cabin and saw windows being made from scratch and cutting cabin logs. Putting a noisy chainsaw in the hand of these students. This is the first time they ever had a chainsaw in their hands, and it's quite interesting. Learning from the midwife. She was there under the shade tree talking about how wonderful it was to have a newborn at home, safe and sound. That was so cool that the baby would be born at home and not in a hospital. Just up the lake road, we went to my home there at Needmore. Talked about not having any power. We had mineral spirits for lanterns at night, cooked on a wood stove. We had a real ice box. Went down to Old Helmsburg and got big blocks of ice and brought them back for our ice box. And a privy? Word privy, think about this. It comes from the word privilege. I was just teasing you. But this privy had no door on one side, and we valued the look of the woodland instead of privacy. Milking the show goat was really cool in the stainless steel bucket. There were rabbits for meat, free-range chickens, laying 1 egg a day per hen. That was very, very efficient, and just running around getting their grubs out there in the woodland. Organic gardens with wonderful goat compost. Back in, we had dinner. Dinner of rabbit noodles and goat cheese, green salad, milled grain bread with sassafras jelly. All of a sudden, there was a panic. One of the students said, "I went out to the privy with my flashlight and there was a hen in the outhouse." We said, "Of course there's a hen in the outhouse. That's Mary. She's the oldest hen and she likes to be in their company." "No," she says, the hen is down in the hole of the outhouse." "Oh, no. Let me get a hoe with a blade and I'll lift Mary out." A little bit later, Mary came out, ruffled the feathers, smell and all, headed out to the woods to find a new roost. We went back to the Needmore Community Building, talked about legends of Brown County, banjo music, guitar music. We had a wonderful evening. But the legend that everybody liked, the legend of Dove Bill. Now, Dove Bill, an Indian maiden, a Shawnee maiden, went right along Pine Bluff, which sits about 100 feet above the bean blossom bottoms, and she used to put her baby in a sling. The wind would rock the baby back and forth, and the baby was so content. All of a sudden, one day, a big wind came up and the baby disappeared. And you can still hear Dove Bill listening for the baby's cry. You can hear Dove Bill calling and calling and calling. She did this for months, and eventually Dove Bill also disappeared. So if you go to Pine Bluff in a moonlight night, you can hear in the breeze of the Canadian hemlocks Dove Bill still calling for her missing child. Breakfast the next morning. Wild hickory pancakes, scrambled eggs, duck eggs, of course, goat milk cheese, wild berry jam on fresh baked bread from milled grain. The whole class hiked up to Pine Bluff. And as I heard as I came back, one student said, "This is the most unique weekend I have ever experienced. Never saw anything like it. I felt like I came from another planet. This is a very unusual place." And with that, we know how wonderful it is in Brown County. It is a different planet for a lot of us. It's a wonderful planet of self-reliance.